You guys brought in your wine with you, did you? Okay. All right, just going to put on my apron, and before we get started, I'm going to do a quick little walk through our workstation, okay? Very first thing, when you typically start a recipe, you're going to grab a cutting board, a knife, and a bowl. Is that safe to say? Like if you're going to start a recipe? Okay. Does anybody have Pampered Chef cutting boards?
Yes.
What do we like about our cutting boards?
They don't slide.
They don't slide, right. They've got silicone on either side of them. What else don't we like? What do we like about them?
You can pick them up and right into your recipe.
There you go. Okay, you can do that. Have any of you seen the flexible cutting mats?
Yes.
The ones that you can curve and pour them in
Yeah,
too.
I got
Remind me to tell you about afterwards because those are actually special later. So we'll talk about those, okay? So cutting boards, high density polyethylene. These are actually restaurant approved. You can do stuff in them. They're dishwasher. If they ever do get rough on you, you can sand them with sandpaper and they're all nice for you. These could actually last your lifetime. Okay, so we start with our cutting board. We always have a knife. Now this is the knife that I was telling you. It's our typical 5-inch utility. This is forged, okay? The forged stuff is the stuff that's German. It's heated and cooled, so it's kind of like skates. So you do have to have these professionally sharpened, but then we also have a fun line, which is the carbon ones that are green. And they're green so that they don't ever go rusty, okay? They've got a coating on them. Now we've got our chicken in our batter bowl. Who was my batter bowl girl? Lori likes batter bowl, but who was it? Glenna was the batter girl. So you have the 8 cup and the 4 cup. Okay, what do you do in your 8 cup?
A lot of mixing.
Oh, you do? Okay, so anything that you're going to sort of assemble?
Absolutely.
Have you ever marinated meat in it and stuff?
No, I have.
Oh, do you know what? I like to marinate in it because I layer the meat on top. And then it sits as opposed to, right? Okay. So I like to use this as a marinade. Love all the things. Have you ever cooked in the oven with anybody? Ever made a cake or anything?
A barbecue cake.
You've made a barbecue cake? Oh, afterwards you just get a ticket for doing barbecue cake. Okay. They do go in the oven. Okay. They go in every single appliance in the kitchen. All right. So lots of times when I used to go to shows before I was a consultant, a lot of people would put up their hand and say, "Oh, I love the bowl," just like you did. And I used to, being a non-cook, I used to kind of look at them and think, "Oh, lady, there's about 300 things in the books that are better than a bowl. Like this Bible at a dollar store is what I used to think, right?" But this goes in every single appliance in the kitchen, has the measurements on the outside, has a handle, has a pour spout, and has a lid. Okay, so this is huge because that's what you were talking about. Because then you can just stack stuff on top of it in the fridge, all of them. Okay, so we have 8 cup, we have 4 cup, and now they've had babies. So we have prep bowls. We have 3 cup, 2 cup, 1 cup prep bowl, and those 2 go in every single appliance in your kitchen. So those are the things I've learned, okay, that if you are doing a recipe, your key to success is having all of your ingredients out in front of you, okay? Anybody read the recipe, go, get, come back and start? Okay, how many times have you ever gotten to it and it says, refrigerate overnight? No! My children are on their way home. Let me keep this down. That happens to me all the time. It's a little attention deficit thing. But if you have all of your stuff laid out, you can pretend you're on Food Network. So it's all out there. So that's what we do. So in here we've got the chicken. Okay, so we're gonna have a chicken grill. So all of the other stuff. Okay, so here's the truth. You really could do an entire recipe with those 3 things, right? Okay, Yudi girl, who's her knife girl. But the truth is, Pampered Chef has brought out a whole bunch of other sexy products that make it more fun for you to cook in the kitchen. Okay, so that's what I meant when I said earlier, think about yourself in your kitchen and picture what you would use, because I'm telling you, guys all love what you said that you had talked about is when we were doing our introductions, and there's stuff in there. It's not saying that all of you would love what the other loves, because it has everything to do with what you cook, what your family likes to eat, what your lifestyle is, all of those things. So Pampered Chef's got everything. So I'm never saying that you want everything. Well, of course I am, but there's stuff that's going to speak to you. Does that make sense? Okay, so if you use a lot of garlic, then we're going to do garlic. Who is my garlic girl? Because we don't have, who liked the garlic press? Did nobody like the garlic press? Oh my goodness, we're not even using it today, but the garlic press is one of my top bestsellers. Quick little run through, my #1 best-selling tool is the food chopper. Does anybody have the food chopper? Okay,
Love it.
See, that's because
Love it.
too. The #2 bestseller is our large bar pan. Okay. #3, classic batter bowl. Okay. Again, good sort of staples. All right. We're going to put this in. I'm going to talk to you all about the benefits. Because who was my newbie? Alana, newbie. We're going to talk about the benefits of stoneware. Have you heard about stoneware?
I have.
Okay, so we're gonna sort of save that. I'll talk about that when we go out back in, just so we can kind of like really sort of give you a good rundown on it. All right, so we'll get that into the oven first, though. Okay, so chicken grill. So we need a chicken grill. Kathy, you're gonna be our chicken grill. You can start cutting. Okay, I'm gonna actually steal this lid So what you do, see it says lift right here? So if you
It's like the
Because
push
they
pull
hook
of
it.
the door.
Yes, exactly.
That's right.
So we're gonna, if you could cut it up little, okay?
Yes, yes.
So, and the reason being that, remember, it's gonna go on top of here, so when you're eating it, you don't want it to kind of crumble.
Yes.
So a nice good cut, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Chicken, and then I need somebody who's gonna do my
I'll
grating.
do
Okay,
the
Linda's
cheese.
gonna do my grating. Swiss, sharp, very, very sharp, okay? So we have a cover on it. You can just grate it right onto here. Here's our old cheddar, all right? And it's
Okay.
actually been sitting out here all this time, so it's soft, so it would normally be just a real pain.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be able to see how lovely it is and how sharp it is, all right? When you get down to the bottom, you are welcome to use the hand holder if you want, okay? Your food
Okay.
holder, you slide it on, you put that last little piece in, okay? But the real truth is that it doesn't all have to be perfect, because we're going to put half of it in here and half of it in here, okay?
Yep.
And it's all gonna melt. So it
Yeah.
doesn't have, it's not like grating it fresh.
Exactly.
So if it's a little cube,
Yeah.
we're fine with that, okay? So that's that.
Alright.
So we can get you started on
Yeah.
there. And then once we've got that done, we're going to, here, I've got some hand sanitizer, there you are. Once we've got this sort of assembled, we have our bacon, we'll pop this in, and then we're gonna make our marinade, and that's the marinade that I said was so good, and I'll get to show you.
So
Actually,
my back
while these
is
guys are
over.
cooking, I'm gonna quickly show you our MFP, our manual food processor. We call it an MFP. Anybody have the quick stir pitcher? The juice pitcher? Okay,
yes.
we call that the QSP. So, you're totally in the Pampered Chef world if you're using all of the acronyms, okay? So, manual food processor, bowl. No hole in the bottom of the bowl, apparently that's a big deal, okay? 3 blades, all they go around. All they do is they sit on top of a little pokey, sandy, yucky thing down the bottom of here, okay? A post, okay?
Anybody wanna do
It
that
sits
one?
on. Look at you go. You should be a
That's
consultant, Kathy. Look for a job, you should. Okay, so, anybody have the salad spinner? This is, not a girl. This is the same mechanism as the salad spinner, okay? So the gear is all enclosed, all right? And you're gonna plunge it, just like the salad spinner. But this fills up with water if you put it in the dishwasher. So this is a hand wash only. And it's not because it's necessarily fragile, but it really does fill up with water. So typically the only part that gets dirty is right here. So as soon as I'm finished with it, I just do it a good little, soap and water, and then throw it right into my drying rack. And when I put it in the drying rack, I do it like so the water comes out, because this is where it'll drain out of, okay? Some of the girls on my team, they do this.